Hey you, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Yubi. I use she, they pronouns, and this is You Becoming a Spiritual Journey. In 2020, I experienced what many people call a spiritual awakening, and I had no idea what to expect. In search for answers, I realized no one had documented the behind-the-scenes process of this unknown process. Without giving it a second thought, my friend helped me purchase a camera and create this channel to show people what the healing process looks like when you're determined to get to the other side. The more I recorded, the more comfortable I got speaking up, but mostly I got comfortable speaking my truth. After many tears, heartbreaks, and breakthroughs, I can confidently say this journey has been worth it. Get ready to get triggered as you watch my transformation unfold. This daily video journey is nothing fancy, nothing professional, just real, unedited, secret experiences unleashed for the world to see. All I ask is for you to keep an open mind, listen, observe, and take notes, because as I go through this process, I leave behind breadcrumbs to help you with your healing journey. Are you ready for what's next? Still October 16th. Oh my gosh. It's a continuation of the other dream. Continuation of that dream. And I don't know if it was meant to get me out of bed or if it's it feels like it was just a continuation. This client of mine. I mentioned that there's a handful of clients that know about my story. Some watch, some don't. And it hasn't been one much for conversation. People are living their lives. So my dream is the same client, and she shows up in my bedroom. So I know, I'm like, oh, she started watching my videos. And we're hanging out. And I go back upstairs for a minute. The family, the same family, something's off in the home. It doesn't feel the same anymore. Something's off. And then I see my client. Something triggered my client. They're struggling. They're struggling with the healing process. Something triggered my client. My client has needed to take a break. But because my client is still learning how to do the healing, my client is running off. And I see them outside the house. They're angry. They're angry at the house. Or at the experience that they're having with the healing. Y sin querer queriendo, they break the window. Before that, there's a scene where they're upset. The feeling that I got was that they were upset that my time was split. Because something happened with this family. And I was just checking in on them. So I'm checking on this family, the one with the kids, the couple and the kids, where the mom was the leader. The feeling was the mom was the leader. But at the same time, like I was a part of this family because of the portrait, right, that the mother had created. And there was this, they had visually added me in there. And I remember thinking, that's interesting, but I'm not a part of your family. So when I'm checking in on this family, there's something's off. The house doesn't look as vibrant. It's early in the morning. And that's when my client breaks the window. As I turn around and I see my client, I was like, and I see that they're in distress. They break the window though. The husband comes out and I'm like, it's okay, don't worry. It's just, I'm being like an attentive, like, don't worry. I see the little boy. And the little boy's coming to me. And he's sad. And he doesn't have to say anything, and I know. My mother took his life. My mother took their life. And the little boy's telling me, and I'm just holding the little boy because the little boy didn't know what to do but to tell someone because Dad wasn't saying anything. Dad was having a hard time coping. So I'm hugging this little boy, and then the little girl's there, and I'm hugging them. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, you're probably shaken up by this. And that's when the dad shows up, realizes that I know. And I'm telling him, like, it's okay that I know. It's okay that I know. And I'm knowing that they need my attention now, right? They need help through this transition. But I'm looking at my client is in their car. So I'm turning and I'm telling the husband, give me a second, running down the driveway. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Hannah. It reminds me of my dad. The running away bit. The attachment. Attachment. That's what it is. And I'm running after them. And then I stop. Because I know they'll be back. I know they'll be back. And so I stop and I'm walking back into the house. And there's just the sign, they'll be back. Back into the house. With this family. That's when I wake up. I'm tired. What's that? Waking up 3 times in a night. What was the first dream? I remember it was 2 in the morning and I woke up and I can't remember why. I'm gonna go back to bed. It's 7, but F that, I'm gonna go back to bed. I don't know what part this is, but it continues to continue. It's a continuation of the story. In this scene, my client comes back. Or, I don't know if my client came back or there's this feeling like my client's back. But it's a different place now. And I'm explaining to them. But I can't tell if that already happened. The running away. Or if it hadn't happened, and I'm explaining to my client the story of it. Because it feels like I'm just telling the story of the element of running away. That I had a friend that ran away and that I was following, chasing, and then I stopped. I turned back around and they were heartbroken that I didn't continue. And the words out of my client's mouth were, but what if you could have changed their mind? I said, no. It's their choice to leave. It's their choice to leave. It is not my place to change their mind. It is not my place to change their mind. That is what they're needing to do. What if you could change their mind? I said, that's controlling. If I try to change their mind, it's not my place. They have to want to do it on their own. Client struggled with that a little bit. And I'm just there and I'm like, they're there for me and I'm just like, it's okay. Because when they're ready, they'll come back. And I think that was the part, maybe, that they got triggered, this element that I wouldn't chase. I wouldn't go after friends. I wouldn't go after people to try to change their mind, to try to, right? This allowing, this feeling of just allow things to unfold. And if they're wanting to leave, that's something within them that they're needing to work on. And they're just not used to that. They're just not used to that. A lot of people aren't used to that, right? Like the same storyline of my dad, right? That he would leave, and it was the last time he was coming back. Like, there's the door, right? But it was the same thing. This wanting. It's the same thing. It's the same story. It's the same pattern. But we got through it. In this book, the interesting thing is, we were able to talk about it. We were able to address the trigger. We were able to talk about it, and then it was fine. It was fine. It's just so interesting that it's just this involvement of a story with this particular client. It's 8:03. Should I go back to bed? The next stream might be one where they're trying to get me up because it's 8 o'clock. I feel a little more rested, but I could do with a little bit more time. I could do with a little bit more time. I'm going to try to go back to bed because these sleep intervals are just, oh my gosh. The kitchen is a mess. I actually meal prepped, but I didn't clean. You know what? I'm in the kitchen cooking. I always like the dishes to be cleaned before I start cooking. That way, whenever I need any utensil, I know it's clean. I don't have to stop and be like, where is it? And then see that it's underneath a pile. The kitchen is dirty right now. I need to go clean it. I am still tired. I'm gonna go back. I just wanted to record that because it's like just the continuation of the dream. My goodness. Hey you, thanks for watching. Check out the description box under each episode below for additional thoughts and helpful links like my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered what I've learned and created self-paced online courses for you to access to help you get started on your healing journey. Oh, by the way, did I mention that I have over 20 years of experience in education and mental health? Rest assured these videos are from my past and I'm living on a different timeline. I also offer sessions to answer your questions regarding the courses I've created or to help you figure out your next steps. You can also find me on Instagram and creating side projects like podcast shorts and more on my other YouTube channel that is still a work in progress, but aren't we all? It's titled You Becoming Healed. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share the content if you found this piece of my journey helpful or just to show emotional support for someone who has chosen to live a transparent life that is never ending and always becoming. Until next time.